Hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to another vlog. So it's one of those nights again where I just can't sleep no matter how hard I try, and I had this video in my mind for quite some time now because it's again just time when I want to sit and talk to camera about the things that are circling around my head, bothering me in life, and I just simply feel better when I express these things through the videos and when I talk about them. That way I can let the people around me and my community know how I feel, and that way maybe I can receive some advice from other people, or I can be more understood. So I really have a lot of stuff on my mind lately, and it just kind of started pressing me again. And when I start to feel a lot of pressure in life, I just have to vent somewhere. And I'm not really a person who has anyone specific in my life, that someone who can understand me on my level that I can vent to or express to. So in my opinion, the way I feel it's the best for me to do this is just to simply make a video like this, and that way I can engage with my community, everyone who's watching this video, and maybe that way I can help someone else who's maybe feeling the same way as I do, and is sharing the same thoughts or feelings. So, my man, I don't know even where to start from. It's a lot. This entire feeling I just described recently started coming from the fact that in about a month I will turn 25. I will be 25 years old. And a few nights back I was just sitting and thinking in my room, well, that's quite a number. That is just 5 more years before I hit 30. And what hit me the most is that I realized how lost I am once again. I once again got hit by that feeling of emptiness, and it's in a very negative way. How should I describe it? Well, the best way to describe it, I'd say, is when I was a teenager, I had a perfect vision of my 20s. How would I spend my 20s? How would that look like? And I can sure say that I have achieved exactly what I wanted in my 20s. When I was a teenager, I said, at the age of 20 and something ish, I'm gonna live alone, have my own money, be free, away from my parents, not to bother them not to bothering me, I'm gonna start taking care of myself and all that. And I 100% fulfilled that vision that I had, and I completed the task that I wanted. And I realized the only reason why that happened is because I had a clear vision, almost clear vision, of how I wanted that to look like, and I turned it into reality. And I am living that teenage dream right now, and I'm very proud of it. I really did succeed at that part of life. I'm having the best time when it comes to that, fulfilling that teenage dream. But now, as I'm getting older, and as my 20s are passing, I'm slowly starting to reach 30s. And what scares me is that now, just like when I was a teenager, I had vision about my 20s. Now in my 20s, I should have a vision about my 30s, 40s, whatever, future in general. And I don't have that. And that's where that empty void and, that feeling of emptiness is fulfilling my mind, where I just have no clue what should I do with my life, Right now, I have plenty of money. Not gonna lie, I really am enjoying my life. I can go to any restaurant I want. I can travel anywhere I want. I can pretty much buy myself anything I want. I don't have a single thing materialistically that I want and I don't have right now. Well, maybe there are some things that I maybe would want, but I don't have, but it's not really that important. But in general, I succeeded in all that for my 20s. I fulfilled my 20s plan. And now, when I'm getting older, it's time to get more serious with some things, I realize how many people my age are already, getting married, having kids. Most of my friends, my good friends that I was really good with, are married, either left the country, they built something more serious in life, like a relationship with a woman, got children. And I'm still here where I was my entire life. And I've been thinking quite a lot about leaving my town, going to live somewhere else in some other country. And every time that idea crosses my mind, it feels good and extremely depressive and sad at the same time, and I just can't decide what to do. I don't have the vision for my future, and that extremely worries me. Which means that if I don't know where I want to go, then I don't know where I'm going, and I'm gonna fail for certain in the future. Because I have no plan, and without a plan, I'm just some particle that travels wherever the wind blows me. And then I started thinking to myself, well, who am I? What my life is about? I really started questioning my deep personality and my entire life. I started reflecting about my past, what I've been through, who I was, who I want to be, And I just can't seem to find deeper answer, something that will guide me to where I want to go, which will again guide me to exactly where I should be or where I should go. So I'm really confused and really lost. I am 25 and I got no plans for the future. I fulfilled everything I wanted in my 20s. I'm living the best time now. But as I get older, I realize how life is short. And, I keep saying myself all the time, you have time. And when I talk about these things to some other people, they also tell me, you have time. And that started irritating me so much, because I believe that the dumbest thing a man can believe, one of the biggest lies and traps you can fall into in your life, is believing you have time. I don't have time. I need to move fast and I need to react quickly. I feel like I should just enable some sort of panic button and just start panicking about all this because I'm running out of time. And I don't have a plan. I don't have a vision. I don't know where I'm going. How am I gonna end up in life? What the fuck should I do? And that's just, it puts a lot of pressure on myself, on me and my mind. It is affecting my life very negatively. Before I had so much more energy and will to do things, I just don't have that anymore. extremely enjoyed training before. I train now minimally. I enjoyed watching movies. I don't watch movies anymore. I enjoyed, I don't know, hanging out with people. I don't enjoy hanging out with people anymore. You know, all these negative things that people did to me and that happened to me, people who know me personally know what I'm talking about. All that additionally affected me in real time, and I don't know. It's just like, it just feels like I am floating in a space in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by this black void. And you know, I'm just floating, and I don't know where I'm going, where I'm gonna float, or what's gonna happen. I feel like so lost and alone. I feel like there's nobody who can understand me, even though there's so many people who tell me that they understand me, and I do believe some of them do understand me, at least partially. I do have some good friends. Don't think that I don't have anyone to talk to or whatever. I just don't have anyone to truly deeply connect with and all that. And as I'm thinking all these things that I'm talking about right now, I came to a conclusion that I am actually, that this entire feeling of being lost and all that comes from the one thing, and that is lack of love. And somehow, after I sit long enough on a bench like this now, either outside or at my home, anywhere, I come to solution for my quote-unquote problem, and that is actually finding a woman I can spend the rest of my life with, and, you know, finding love again. That is what I kind of truly desire at this age now, and you know, I know it kind of sounds desperate. Maybe it is. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I am being desperate. But, like, I don't think I deserved this loneliness, you know. I've always been a guy who would help anyone as much as he could, you know. I gave my best to be friend with everyone, to teach people right from wrong. I always feel like people just viewed me as this, you know, moral hypothesis, you know, where everybody would compare themselves to me just to see what's right or what's wrong. But in the same time, I'm not a perfect person. I did so many bad things and mistakes in my life. I'm just a human after all. I'm not a God or Jesus Christ, you know, with no mistakes or sins. I'm just a human being. And I don't like when, you know, people view me that way. Another thing that really bothers me also is, like, when I go outside, when I actually go out and try to meet people, make friends, you know, find girlfriend potentially, which is my goal, which is why I keep going out or whatever, you know, from time to time, I stumble across onto another problem, which is like my publicity. Wherever I go in my town, everybody knows me. I can walk through the door of a nightclub or like a cafe or whatever, and I immediately, as soon as I show up, the entire streets that are crowded with people or whatever, there's going to be hundreds of people who are gonna recognize me and know who I am. And of course I have a big past and tons of things that happened to me in life, and now these stories are spreading like cancer around the city. And worst part is that these stories are false or partially true, you know, and people just don't even want to meet me as a person anymore. They just look up at me and they go like, oh, you know, that's Chris, that guy, you know. And then they have some bullshit story about me that someone else told them, even though these people never talked to me before. They don't know me personally. They have their theories about me. And that just simply shrinks me to the minimum of, like, how can I meet anyone? How can I even, like, put my hand in front of someone and shake hands and like introduce myself. I can't do that because people already know my name. They know who I am. They know what I did. And like, it's crazy. It is very stressful. I never thought that being popular is going to lead me to that, you know, that publicity or whatever is just backfired so fucking badly. It is very, very stressful. And I just can't get a chance to show people my true colors, which is extremely depressive and sad. I don't even get a chance to tell people, but wait, that's not who I am. Yeah, can you imagine that? Can you imagine walking out in front of someone who you see for the first time in your life? You never talk to them or anything. And they hate you because they heard some bullshit story about me or a rumor from some 10th person that I don't even know who it is. And I don't get a chance to even meet that person or whatever. It is bullshit. Like, it's literal bullshit. It is funny and sad in the same time. I don't know, should I cry or laugh about it? But what I definitely do know is that there's nothing much I can do. No matter what I tried, people will always find something to tell about me negatively. And I realize that's just because, you know, I'm the guy who speaks truth and like mostly facts about life. And I realized people don't like hearing truth. You know, I've always been an eye-opening person who would tell you straight up, do this to have a good life, or don't do this to have a bad life, you know. I always kind of knew right from wrong. And like, I have a feeling some people just view me as a life coach. I had plenty of people telling me that. Once again, I don't like being called that way. I just don't have enough self-confidence to call myself a life coach or whatever. I'm just the guy who's seen a lot of shit in life and the guy who's been through a lot. And from my personal experience, I craft some picture of a reality, you know, that might be completely false for someone else. So, what I'm trying to say in short is, if you agree with me, cool. If you don't, alright, again, cool. I'm not forcing anyone to agree with me or whatever. But now, as I get older, I'm getting to realize that some people, no matter how hard I try to be polite to them, friendly, whatever, they will just find some lie to latch on so that they can paint a negative picture of me. No matter how hard I try to prove they're wrong, you can't prove them wrong because they strongly believe in something about me. Even though that's completely false, their belief is so strong, they're holding on to it, they don't want to let it go. And I'm like, but there's nothing I can do about it. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm trying to tell you otherwise. I'm trying to show you the truth, but you don't want to hear it. You don't want to listen to it because somebody else told you something about me, and just because you're in a good relations with that person and you think that person would never lie to you, you don't even give me a chance to show you the reality, the things as they really are. I don't know. My message to these people is this. I had personally people who I thought they would never betray me. And I heard so many bad things about other people from other people that I also thought that person would never lie to me. And guess what? These are the exact people who backstabbed me as soon as they got a chance. And those are the exact people who lied the most. Those people who I thought they never would, they are the ones who actually did. But what's the point of explaining that to people? Like, I would end up straight up in an asylum if I had to go to every single person and, you know, try to explain them or justify myself. Like, why would I do that? Why do I have to justify myself to anyone? I don't get it. I know who I am. And if you don't like me, well, fine. You don't have to. But it's sad, you know, it's just like, it's kind of funny situation to be at. It's like, there's nothing I can do, you know. Everything I could control in my life, I put under control. And now I am being wrecked by the things in life I have no control over. But they're wrecking me constantly. And I can't do anything about it because it comes from the other people. And like the things that I want to have, I can't have because of the other people who are painting the negative picture of me or whatever. And time just keeps passing, man, you know. Soon I'll be 25, next year I'll be 26, the year after I'll be 27, and I'll be 30 before I blink. And then in 10 more years I'll be 40 if I'm lucky, you know, if I don't get some cancer or some shit and die. I don't know what life brings. I don't know what can happen tomorrow. I never personally really was a guy with a plan. I never was a person who would go, that's exactly what I'm doing tomorrow and strictly lived up to that. No, I was always a person who lived in the moment and got the best of it because I knew that what's going on right now will never come back and the future might be better, but also might be worse. So why ruin perfectly good day with worrying what's gonna happen? You don't know what's gonna happen. You might assume, and like, why live with the assumption of what's gonna happen and worry about what's gonna happen while it didn't happen yet? Or worry about something that happened already. Again, you can't do anything with it because it already happened. So like the only thing that you can like kind of control or shape your reality around is like what's going on right now. You can maybe affect some things that will be, like, of course, but in a long run you'll realize that there's nothing really you can control in life, you know. There's just what's gonna happen is gonna happen. Some things you just don't have control over, some things you do, and like the only thing you can truly control is your mind and what you think, you know. Those are kind of things that you can control. Like, you can be the master of your mind and your body, and that's the best you can do. You know, you can find the way to improve your life to the fullest, and you know, but to do that you have to have a plan. You have to know what you want, and that's my problem. I don't know what I want. I don't know who I want to become. I became who I wanted to be in my teenage years, but now, you know, I kind of tried everything I wanted, you know, in my 20s. Right now, as I'm sitting and looking into a ceiling and trying to think of anything that I want or wanted to try out, I can't think of anything like that. I literally tried everything I wanted out. Of course, there is plenty more things I could try out in life or whatever, but I just don't have a genuine interest in that, which just doesn't make any sense, you know. Someone can come and tell me, oh, why don't you try traveling there or do that or do that? Simply because I don't want to. I am aware of these things, that they exist, that I can do them, but I don't want to because I don't have a genuine interest in that. So I came to another conclusion, and that is like, the point of life is a very subjective thing. Everybody has their own point of life, what life is about. You know, for some people, life is gambling. For some people, life is doing drugs. For some people, life is football. For other people, you know, life is art and maybe some spiritual stuff, going to church, turning to God. For some people, life is sitting at home, playing video games. For some, life is, I don't know, getting as many girls to bed as possible. So everybody has their own thing in life, you know. Everybody's main character in their story, and I just feel like everybody's too busy living their life and nobody really cares about me. Like, that's That's it. Nobody gives a shit about you as an individual in the long run, you know. And like the only person that cares about you, if it's not gonna be you, then it's not gonna be anyone else. Maybe your mother or father, you know, your closest ones, they might care about you and your well-being, but you know, other people want to see you do good, but not better than them. And that's just kind of what I realized. So, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with my life, what I'm doing. You know, the only thing that I do know in all this chaos that I have in my head is that I want to, you know, love again. I want to find that woman that I can spend the rest of my life with, and that's it. So, yeah. Every time I talk or think about this, I come to this conclusion, and if I every time come to that conclusion, then, well, by all the laws of the logic, that must be it. Then that's what I truly desire, and that's something I kinda don't have control over. I really tried getting up with some girls, you know, but then again, did I really try hard enough? Did I really go and talk to every girl I wanted to? No, I didn't. I was a shy fuck standing around, you know, not doing anything because I don't want to bother girls. I'm like that. I'm an introvert. I don't really like approaching girls and bothering and like, hey, you know, acting like a loser or whatever, you know. I feel like that comes naturally, you know, I should attract them. But like, am I really attractive with anything in my life? And like, why should I change that? I like it the way it is. If these girls don't like it, then they must be not girls for me. I don't know. I'm confused. But at least I come always to the same conclusion, and that is that I want to fall in love. Once again, I think the love is a very beautiful thing if it's true and if it's honest. And honestly, the happiest I was in my life is when I had a girlfriend and I've been truly in love. Those were honestly the happiest 2.5 years of my life. And every time I sit and reflect on my life, I find that period of my life being the happiest. And then when I read the psychology and about my INFJ type A personality type, it always, you know, it always comes to the same thing, which is like the center of my personality is love. You know, just how kind of a guy I am. Like, the thing is, I don't portray myself to the society that way because I think I will turn out weak, and then, you know, when people feel weakness or see weakness about you, they use it all the ways possible, and then you just end up used up and, you know, fucked by everyone else. And, you know, I don't want to feel that way either. So, you know, I had to sharpen myself, you know, and I think I kind of maybe took it too far, you know. Got it too much into my head, kind of ego hit in, which is not also that bad. It wouldn't drive me this far if I didn't have it, so I'm definitely thankful for it. Thanks God for that, but in the long run, you know, it kind of dulls that softness in me, you know. I miss more of that softness in me, you know. I was more of a soft-spoken person before. I was more opened up to people, which resulted in more connections and relationships with other people and connections, you know. And now when I sharpened and I dulled, you know, I don't hang out around people that much. I don't even know what's going on around me anymore. You know, I'm so disconnected from anyone. And, you know, all that just kinda is my fault. All this is actually my fault. This entire video, what I'm talking about, is my fault. It's only my fault, basically. It all started from me. So I kind of drove myself to this point. It's not that I didn't want it to. It just didn't turn out as I wasn't ready for the negative side of it. And now that negative side of it is here, I just don't know how to fix it. So I don't know. I am really confused on what my next move should be. I am thinking a lot how to improve my life, you know. I recently started playing a guitar a bit more, you know, because that way I thought maybe like if I sit and play guitar a little bit outside, maybe people will see more of that my true side that is actually very soft and emotional, you know, just the way I truly actually am. And you know, maybe I turn out more soft, you know, to people, and that way they might wanna get to know me or approach me. You know, nobody really wants to be around stone cold tough guys and all that, and that's why what I portrayed myself for a very long time to people, so they just got used to it now, and it's really hard to, you know, like rip out of that now. I don't know, man, it's not good. Don't know what to do. Like, here I am, 25, clock ticking. I don't believe that I have time, honestly. Life truly is short. It passes very quickly once you realize some things, so yeah. I don't know. Just kind of that loneliness got to me, and yeah, guys. That's it. Don't know what else to say, you know. Kind of opened my heart as much as I could here. I got plenty more things on my mind, but I can't really think of everything right now. But I definitely do feel easier sharing these things, you know. Hopefully that explains why I don't post videos anymore that often. And it's been like that for a very long time, you know. I haven't played some games like DayZ in like 2 years. I haven't published DayZ video, even though I played the game from time to time, you know. Then I used to post way more movie reviews, you know, other games, gameplays, you know, all that just dulled down. Everything is so boring to me, you know. I just got no one to share that with, and simply, like, life is not complete without the other half. Women will never be truly complete without a man, and no man will ever truly be complete without a woman, without a love. You know, it's what Bible teaches us. It's what every religion teaches. It's what's like common naturally to all the living creatures. Love is like one of the strongest human impulses, like natural impulses. And I think I miss that very much, which is why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. So I don't know. I don't know how it ends up. I don't know what's my end going to be. I did started playing airsoft though. I met some very cool guys there. I really enjoyed that sport. It's so fun, you know, and I'm glad that I made some connections there. So that helps me quite a lot when I, you know, go to these airsoft games, play with guys, you know. I met people who like same things that as I do, and I immediately feel more accepted. And when I'm playing airsoft, I'm really great. You know, I'm surrounded by the people who like the same things. You know, that's it. That's, for example, one very positive thing. So when I combine all these things together, it just simply sounds like I need to get somewhere where I'll have someone. I need to find my circle of people and love, and you know, without that, I don't think I'll be getting far in life. Without that, I think I'll forever be like this. I might complete many other materialistic things or whatever achievements in life, but none of that matters to me if I don't have a love, if I don't have a woman that I respect and love, and the woman that loves and respects me. I don't think any of that would matter to me, and it definitely doesn't. Like, all these things I have, all these things I've purchased, I've bought, all this luxury of the apartment I love living and everything, you know, it doesn't mean dog shit to me. Honestly, if I had a Ferrari or a Bugatti right now, I wouldn't give a single fuck. Honestly, if somebody would walk in through this door right now and give me, I don't know, 50 million euros, I wouldn't take it. Because it has no meaning to me. Like, what am I gonna do with all that? I'm gonna spend it all on myself, eventually help other people and all that. And I still won't have a wife or a girlfriend or, that love, that true love, true respect, that can't be bought with any money. That's why I think love has some completely other value in a human life, That's why it hurts so much when we break up, when we lose people we love. Well, that's why that hurts so much, It changes people's lives and how they think, That's why I think those things are so devastating, because love is such a strong impulse in human life, man. It's crazy stuff what a love can do. Like, holy fuck. Love is, for me, it's like a fuel for an engine, It just powers me up to do like whatever. Well, I remember when I was in a relationship with my ex-girlfriend, I was so motivated. I had infinite amounts of energy. And now, like, all that is lost. Because, like, there is no point. I can, like, travel anywhere, eat any food I want, do whatever I want. Unlimited freedom, luxury, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I would have honestly traded all of that. I would go to being brokey and poor as fuck once again, only if I could have a true, honest love in my life. I would trade everything in my life for it now. So yeah, I might have answered my question with this video, I love how this video is like kind of so random. I just turned the camera on and started speaking things from my head, and I think that's the best way for me to make this video, because that way I can honestly like introduce you to what's really bothering me and what's inside my head. And I'm telling you, if I had that true love once again, like activity on my channel, my life energy, everything would just go up. I truly know that. I know what I need. I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm searching for, but like can't find it. It's just lost somewhere. It's like a big fog, and just trying to see through it all the time, and I can't see anything. So I just keep going and getting lost, That's just how kind of my life feels. Even though I have full equipment to go through that fog, I have everything I need, I still keep getting lost. So it's not the fog, it's not the surroundings, it's not the equipment, it's me. I'm the problem, obviously. So I don't know. Hopefully I figure it out and fix it. That's honestly what I hope for.